We welcome you to Baltimore. SFL Week 4 action continues here from Sports Gamers Online Stadium in Maryland as the Canton Classics are in town to take on the Baltimore Vultures. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me in the booth tonight, Cameron Duty. Cameron, the first time these two teams have ever seen one another across the line of scrimmage.
Hey, Andy. Good to be with you. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, wherever you are from. You're going to be in store for a really good matchup this evening. Like you said, Andy, the fact that these two teams squaring off for the first time together, a lot that both of these teams have certainly heard about one another, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they've got to experience it, and that's a whole different level. I can tell you right now, obviously, Baltimore coming in, trying to get some footing early on in this season as they've had just a couple of hiccups. You've got Canton on the other side, who is coming off of a big-time victory against Motor City last week. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, as we go on to the game, we'll have certain parts to pick up on to look for, but I'm just excited to be here, and I think we're going to have a good game on our hands today, Andy.
Baltimore, their first win last week on the road in Louisiana, back here at home for just the second time this season. Canton, Cameron, has won 3 games by a grand total of 6 points, and if you take away the 3 they lost to Jacksonville with, that's a 3-point differential this season, so lots of tight games for the Cardiac Arrest Classics, and we'll see if they can get a little bit out in front of Baltimore or if it's going to be a tight one. Again, Baltimore will kick to start this one off. Canton, wearing white with the gold pants, will be receiving to start the game, and we are underway from Sports Gamers Online Stadium. Returned here off the goal line, out across the 20, across the 25, and brought down there, and that is where the offense will come out for Canton. Scar Patterson, the fourth-year man, leads them out.
Yes, Scar Patterson, as you said, the leading general there of those Canton Classics. I'm going to be interested to look and see just how active they get with their run game, particularly number 33, Robert Johnson. He was a force to be reckoned with last week.
23.7 points per game for this offensive unit. We'll see if they keep pat to that or if they are able to surpass it or can't quite get there. Only time will tell. 1st and 10. I formation, I pro after the motion. Here's the handoff right up the gut off that left side. Pick up a 6 for Johnson to start this one off.
I think it goes back to the simple, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They had such success last week with that running game, particularly to that left side. Going right back there again to see if they can attack this Canton defense. Or, excuse me, Baltimore, that is.
Baltimore defense going to have to try and slow down that rushing attack, as you mentioned there early in the game. Give right up the left side, and Johnson's got another first down right off the dive play.
You won't see the Classics go really to the air very frequently, especially to start the game. Very methodical in their run game. They believe in it. They believe in that offensive line. So no surprise here to see them just continuing to be devoted to the ground.
Got 2 backs, Johnson and Kane Hunter. They'll give it up the middle. That's Johnson again. And let's take it through this full offensive unit after the pickup of 8. Kane Hunter, Robert Johnson run the ball for Scar Patterson. Tariano Rivera is the fullback. Ryan Owens, Andrew Gibson, Al Dillapre Sr., Bob Lung, and Mike Twinscrew, the wide receivers. Jack Wall at tight end. Jacques Lepancake is the tackle. Max Van Linge, Adam Chance, and Girth Lord are the offensive line. Johnson pushes forward, has the first down.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, let's give credit to an offensive line there that really has been an anchor thus far for this offense. And I think as long as they can control the line like that continually will be in Canton's favor.
4 defensive linemen for Baltimore. We'll get to their defense here in a minute. They have 3 on the field now. This looks like a passing formation for Patterson. For the first time tonight, he'll throw. Fires down the middle. Oh, what a grab! A one-handed snag, and I think that has got to be the early nominee for the nice hands catch of the game. And it's brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. Look at that.
And that is Ryan Owens, number 10, coming up. That guy is quickly making a name for himself for those acrobatic catches. And that, again, is what Canton is good at doing. They lull you into a sense of security with that run game, and then they can cut you on a deep play like that. That was a great play.
4 receivers and a tight end wide. Patterson for the second time. Oh, pressure coming. Unloads, tipped away, and incomplete there. Nice job by the defensive line to add some pressure.
Yeah, Giovanni Bolt came in and just about stole that one away. Just about literally ended this drive for Canton. I know Patterson was quickly under pressure, but going to have to be very careful in choosing to make some risky throws such as that one.
Should say gutsy for Canton, and that was a gutsy job there to throw that one. And we'll see what they'll do here on second down. Nickel look here out of Baltimore. Patterson drops, moves the pocket. He's going to throw off his back foot, tipped and incomplete. Oh, and a shot to the receiver.
Well, if anything, I think that's going to set precedence on what kind of game we're going to see today. Just a very, very physical football game. Again, a good job of Baltimore. They are picking up pretty quickly what Canton is trying to do in this passing game. It looks like they are hungry for a pick early in this one.
Third down, 10 yards to go. Patterson, 1 of 3 on this drive, will certainly have to throw here. Going to move the pocket, throws off his back foot, and the pressure got to him on that one. He was hit as he threw, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, that seemed just a little bit unorthodox for Canton's typical scheme. Interesting that they went 3 straight passes there. Obviously, the first 2 that fell incomplete forced them on that 3rd and long to having to pass. So they'll be relegated here to a field goal attempt, looks like.
Kicker is on for Canton. That's Rob Ems, number 1, 8th year in the league. He'll send this one up, and it is right down the pipe. 3 points for Canton on their opening drive.
It looks like we've already got an injured player there on that Derek Ransom there. But I have to say that that's a good drive. Of course, good opening drive for Canton. Always good to get some points on the board. Obviously, the way that they were moving the ball, hoping to get a little bit more than just a field goal. For Baltimore, I think it's a good defensive attack that they had, that they were able to stop them and put them in a field goal position. Now we'll see what Baltimore can do on offense.
So Baltimore's defense bends but does not break, and the kick is away here. Baltimore will field that one and take a knee. We're going to do a little catch-up here, Cameron. Aerial coverage of today's game was provided earlier by Dags DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Also want to thank our stats team today, Justin Reside, Ron Haynes, and DJ Woods in the stats truck. 3-man crew keeping us in line. Baltimore will bring their offense out, and speaking of in line, they have 2 receivers split to the bottom of the screen, 2 backs in the backfield, and they'll give the run right up the middle. Warren Murray hunkers down behind an offensive lineman and picks up 3.
Yeah, he literally got behind Alden Bleeker there and was just allowing him to pave the way. So a good couple of yards there on first down.
Wigmore, 7th-year man in the SFL, leads this offensive unit out. 28 points per game, 12th best in the league. It's the defense that has been a little bit of the struggle point for Baltimore, giving up 33. Give T-Roy Gaines. Gaines shut down. Canton read that one. They were all over it.
Yeah, they read that one like a book, and that was the inside linebacker Mark Gronick, 6'4", 245 pounds, coming in, a previous All-Star, making a great tackle.
Canton's defense, 9th best in the league, only giving up 22 points a game. We'll see if they can keep this Baltimore offense down. Wigmore drops to throw. Late blitz comes off the backside. Buried! That's number 42 again. Mark Gronick, 2 plays in a row, and he shuts the drive down.
Yeah, he certainly did. Obviously, he's the one guy that the Vultures was not able to get a read on, and that's because of a great play design. Watch him just kind of sneak in there behind that defensive line, obviously coming in on a late blitz and come in with a big-time hit to stop the drive.
I tell you what, Cameron, if he didn't have it, Ralph Leopold would have. And if Leopold didn't have it, or excuse me, not Leopold, if Kevin Brackett didn't have it, then King Jamal was going to have it. Someone was getting a sack there. Canton now will field and return the kick off this left side. They'll get out to the 43. Good starting field position for the Classics. Let's take it through Baltimore's defense, see if they can slow them down. Joe Duncan, Al Walker, Ralph Leopold, and Nate Brown are the defensive linemen, along with Saron Yates IV. Frank Smith, Keenan Samuels, and Alvin Mack are the 3 linebackers for the Vultures. Ben Stackenpaper, Enzo Bolt, Marvin Himes, and Elijah Warfield, the cornerbacks. Giovanni Bolt and Troy LaShaw are the safeties. 11 and 12 seasons in the SFL between those two. That's 23 combined seasons. Handoff left side, right side, and that'll pick up 3, no more than that.
And Robert Johnson again, now the focal point once again on that, again getting him out to the right side. One of the things that you'll see in this game that Johnson is really good at doing again is bouncing out to either the left or right side. You don't see him cut up the middle quite as much. They like to keep him around the edges there because when he gets free, he's hard to bring down.
Safety walk up to the line there. They'll give it right up the gut. Oh, my! Grabbed and erased. Frank Smith is the one who was credited for that one, and he's telling his defense, hey, one more, boys.
Well, I think he's probably, just like all of us, had heard about the run game, and we've even talked about it quite a bit already halfway through this first quarter. That run game that Canton has been able to really flaunt so far in this game, and he didn't want any of that.
See what Scar Patterson has on 3rd and 5. Could go to the ground, could go to the air. He will throw. Patterson moves in the pocket. Oh, shakes off a sack. Patterson fires. A one-handed grab! Al Dillapre Sr. Unreal!
So where do we begin at when you break down a play like that, Andy? That's great effort all the way around. Let's start with Scar Patterson. Look at this. The guy should have been down and just good effort to evade the sack and then stand in there, throw a beautiful pass. And let's talk about Al Dillapre Sr. here, using all 6'3", 225 pounds to reach out and make another one of those worthy catches there for one of the good hands of the week.
That was, dare I say, a classic. Give right up the middle. Johnson bounces off one, picks up 7 more.
And it's things like that they do that really will leave you as a defense kind of off kilter, if you will. Because, again, they seem reliant, almost one-dimensional at times on the run. Then they can come out and really bite you with a great pass play such as that.
528 yards this season for Patterson. Delayed handoff. Johnson met short of the line to gain. Nice tackle there by Samuels. He's up to 3 now.
Yeah, he is. And a really good tackle, good pursuit there. I have to tell you, I think if Johnson hadn't got tangled up a little bit in the blocker there that was in front of him over on the side, he could have got a few more. But now this does bring up a 3rd down already in this game.
Split backs for the offense. 4-4 look here. Oh, LaShaw was coming off the edge. He's got to hold off until they snap the ball. Dillapre Sr. motions to the top of the formation. Patterson gives, and Johnson did not get there. Al Walker grabbed a hold of him and said, meet turf, bud.
Obviously trying to bulldoze his way in behind that offensive line, and it just didn't work. Like you said, a great pursuit, a great tackle right there. And now, again, this is big. With a team like Baltimore, you can't afford to leave a lot of points out there.
Ems is on. He has 1 today, and we'll try and add the 2nd. This kick up, and Main Street again, 6-0. Canton on top with 3:34 here to go in the 1st, excuse me.
Well, the way that the offense has been moving has certainly been very good. Back to the point that I was mentioning there, Andy, and you'll know very well, a team like Baltimore, you can't sleep on them, and if you get a chance to really punch it into the end zone, you got to. So finishing that drive is going to be critical for Canton from this point out, because we're still less than a one-possession or one-score game here, Andy.
Yeah, Baltimore is always a dangerous team. Have to keep an eye on them, and holding Canton to 6 has got to feel good if you're a Vulture, especially considering that the way this game has gone until now. Return out to the 27. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. Speaking of involved, Jack Wigmore has not thrown the ball tonight. Both plays from scrimmage have been Warren Murray and T. Roy Gaines, and then a sack for Canton ended the drive. 3 receivers wide. Wigmore gives off this right side, and Warren Murray shakes one. Murray almost got the edge. He'll still pick up 8. And we are going to send it to Cameron Irvine for a game update.
Thank you, Andy. Alamo City and Houston in a battle of unbeatens tonight. Houston has a 10-7 lead, but this has been the best play so far. Going all the way back across the field, Ace Fennick to Yayo, Montana. 10-7, Houston leads Alamo City now in the 2nd. Back to you in Baltimore.
Thank you, Cam. Wow, what a throw there in the other game. Lots of exciting SFL action. Scar Patterson's play earlier has got to make the highlight reel as well. Give up the middle. Murray shakes one, has the first down. Let's take you through this Baltimore offense. Jack Wigmore is the quarterback. Warren Murray, T. Roy Gaines, the halfback and fullback respectively, but they switch positions. Ivory Irvin, David Anderson, Daley Holder, and Mac Chima, the receivers. Caesar Ackerman, Jackson Roberts, the tight ends. Ray Arnold, Olivia, and Alden Bleeker. Jay Arnold and Dawn Johnson are the offensive line. 2 female players on that offensive line. Wigmore checks down T. Roy Gaines. Wow, that was smooth as silk.
Well, it was. That was a beautiful play. Great connection right there to T. Roy Gaines. Such a reliable receiver there to just drop a beautiful pass like that off to. And again, you can tell they have practiced that. And obviously you can see that the linebacker there was kind of drawn into a false sense of coverage there, broke away from that portion of the field, leaving T. Roy free underneath. What a nice play.
3 receivers wide. First down, 10 yards to go. Give up the middle. Late blitz didn't get there. Murray able to pick up 6. We'll get you through this this Canton defense, Chris Porter, Mike All, LL Volt, and Jabril Kears are the defensive line. Mark Ronick, Dimitri Monzuma, Ace Singletary, and Kevin Brackett, the linebackers. Evan Lacey, Connor Darien, Frank Bernstein, the cornerbacks. Joshua Durr, Kanye Rockefeller, and King Jamal, the safeties. Gaines up the middle, and he only gains a few.
All right, again, another important third down coming up here for Baltimore, wanting, for the first time today, able to effectively move the ball. Have done a nice job with the run and a short passing game, so it's going to be interesting to see what they choose here on this third down.
Wigmore, 1 of 1. Anytime he lets go of it, it's been caught, but he's only had to do it once tonight. Gaines shifts off the right side. T. Roy Gaines still on his feet. Gaines turning the corner. Big man is able to wrestle him down. Mike All collects him. He's wearing a shirt this time. He didn't in flag football, but he collects T. Roy Gaines.
Well, what about that pursuit by Mike All? I mean, all 6'6", 269, running down that field to keep him from breaking free, because that's exactly what was going to happen. I mean, he could have took that one to the house potentially there. So a great stop on defense. Better yet, though, of course, Baltimore gets the first down before the fact.
That was a grizzly bear chasing down T. Roy Gaines and holds him outside the 20, just to the 24, and that is where we'll start here. 55 seconds left in this first frame of action. 2 in the backfield. Here is Wigmore to throw. Second throw of the night is almost erased. Intercepted by Darien, but Darien can't quite hold on.
Yeah, nice job by Connor Darien. You know, you've heard that name quite a bit early on in this season when you talk about that Canton defense coming up and making a good stop as well. King Jamal and him, the corners and safeties there. You'll hear their names quite a bit as this game goes on.
2nd and 10. 3 down linemen for Canton. 1 on the edge of the box there. Maybe some man give. Left side. Here's Murray. Murray shifts back inside. Has inside the 20 and makes it 3rd and 2.
And that's a huge play. When you go back and you take a look at the game as a whole, what made the difference? You know, it's plays like that where you're able to extend something that could have went for maybe 2 yards, maybe 3 yards, turn it into a 6, 7, 8 yard gain, because that, again, gives you such a better opportunity down here in the trenches.
Here's the give, and Gaines has got the first down. They move the chains, keep this drive alive. Baltimore humming now on the offensive side.
Yeah, feeling really good about themselves at the moment. A good job by the offensive line, opening up some holes. And that 2 running back tandem there that they've got going on between Murray and Gaines is really starting to take effect.
We'll see if they snap it. Here they will. Last play of the first quarter. Wigmore fires, and it was almost intercepted. Kevin Brackett, he's picked him off before in his career, but can't hold on to that one. And that, Cameron, will take us to the end of the first. 6-0. Canton on top, but Baltimore threatening to get right back into it. We got a nail-biter here. Don't go anywhere. Back here, Sports Gamers Online Stadium. Andy Hamilton along with Cameron Duty, Ron Haynes, DJ Woods, and Justin Versailles in the stats truck for us. Justin's one of my favorite stats guys, always on top of it, always available, and a good dude to boot. Twins, top of the formation. 4 down linemen here for Canton. Play action. Wigmore holds on to it, slings to the corner of the end zone. Oh, dropped!
Oh.
Could not hold on to it. Mac Chima, I think he might have been trying to decide whether to keep the feet in bounds or hold on to the ball.
It's not many times in the history of the Simulation Football League that we're going to see Mac Chima struggle like that. I think eventually, like you said, just trying to make sure he could contort his body enough to stay in bounds is what caused the incompletion.
Sets him up 3rd and 10. They're going to bring one across the line. That's Holder. Now 3 receivers top of the formation. Man coverage, it looks like, here on the bottom. Single back is Murray. Here is Wigmore to throw. Pocket is good. Moves a little bit. Now fires back of the end zone. Tipped away and incomplete. Deflected out there for Canton, and they will make the stop. It was Joshua Durr who got a hand to it.
Yeah, Joshua Durr. Look at him. He stayed right there every step of the way, making sure that he was there to make that deflection. It was almost as if he was reading the quarterback's eyes the entire time, looking again for Mac Chima. Instead, a big deflection. And we were able to see Canton's defense now respond with a stop of their own inside the red zone.
So Baltimore will have to send on the special teams unit. Shar Tarkington on for the first time tonight. Kick is up and right down the middle, 3-6. The field goal kickers are putting on a show so far tonight, Cameron.
Yep, they certainly are, Andy, and a lot of that being these defenses have showed up to play today. And as much as we've talked about that offense, in the end, it's been the defenses that have came away and had the ultimate say on how these drives have been able to play out.
We are yet to see our first touchdown tonight here in Sports Gamers Online Stadium. Both teams on winning streaks. Canton has won 2 in a row. Baltimore won last week, so both teams trying to keep their winning ways rolling. And only the remaining 3 quarters will decide who can do that. Return here for Canton is out to the 30-yard line. For all the league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. There's a look at Al Dillapre Sr. He's made some unbelievable grabs tonight.
Oh, he has, and he is also somebody very talented on that return team as well. Someone you got to keep your eye on. He could certainly bust one wide open.
Robert Johnson, 9 carries tonight, 40 yards. Hasn't yet had the big one. 8 is the max for him tonight. He'll take this one off the right-hand side, picks up another 5 there. Offensive lineman down the field getting involved. You always love to see that.
Yeah, you do, and that's one thing that Canton does so well. Really good synergy there between that offensive line and these backs. You'll see it very often. They're right down there running right alongside with them almost.
We have Van Linge and Adam Chance leading the way. Here's another run. Johnson had to stiff arm his own man who was kind of in the way. That was Mr. Lord himself, and it's going to have to be a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, that play just kind of broke down just a little bit, not quite to their liking, so they'll just chalk that one up and go back to it here on this 3rd down. The crowd's starting to get into it.
3 receivers wide. I spread look here. Patterson, 5-step drop, throws for the 6th time tonight, right into the open and waiting arms. That is Ryan Owens, his 2nd grab of the night.
Coming up on some big plays is Ryan Owens. I mean, we've needed, as a team right here, Canton has needed to see that happen. See him be able to take responsibility, come up with some big-time plays. He's answered the call multiple times already this season, and again, right there, 3rd down seems to be their passing down, and for the most part, they've been able to move pretty effectively.
There's a post right in front of the safety or cornerback. I'm not sure who exactly that is wearing 20 tonight. We'll have to keep an eye on that. 2 receivers top of the screen. Give right up the gut. And Johnson shut down and stuffed. Only picks up a yard. That was Troy LaShaw in there to make the hit.
Yeah, a nice job right there by Troy LaShaw. It's his name you hear quite a bit on the defensive side for Baltimore. Always seems to be hungry and going after the football, making a big play.
Stacking paper wearing 20. My apologies to Ben. 4-2 look here out of the nickel for Baltimore. High spread look here on 2nd and 9 for Scar Patterson in this offense. Patterson, 58 yards, will throw for the 7th time tonight. Throws the corner route. Oh, wow. Stacking paper was draped all over Ryan Owens and draws the flag.
Yeah, very obvious, very apparent to what that was. And sometimes you'll see that there. It looked as if maybe he was just a step or so behind initially off the line. We'll probably get a good look here on a replay, I would say. And yeah, he just made sure to cover some ground there and try to separate Owens from that football. So sometimes you see that.
Cameron, it looked like Owens almost like slowed up to wait for the ball, and that threw Stacking Paper off because he was going, why are you slowing down? What are we doing here?
Yeah, he put on the brakes, and then all of a sudden, Stacking Paper was right on top of him again.
That is such a tough position to play cornerback, especially in one-on-one. First down, Patterson looking to throw. Pressure coming, fires down the middle. Oh, incomplete. That one was clean. Bolt got a hand to it.
Yeah, perfect defensive play right there by Bolt getting in to make that deflection. Great timing, too. I mean, really disrupted that beautifully.
6-time All-Star. That's most out of any Baltimore Vulture. Three wide, split spread look here, 2nd and 10. Patterson looking to throw again, fires down the middle, tipped and incomplete. Oh, LaShaw ran right underneath it.
Yeah, he did. I'm telling you what, those tip balls will scare you. Obviously, if you're a Canton fan or a Baltimore fan, when you see something, a ball like that floating aimlessly through the air, you just wait to see if somebody's going to get under it and snatch it and take it back the other way. Wasn't the case that time, but we've already seen some gutsy throws in this game.
45, 46-yarder from here if you can't convert. Patterson shakes, throws, wide open receiver, and the throw was just a little bit out of the reach of Al Dillapre Sr. He tried with both hands that time and couldn't come up with it.
He did. He just couldn't come up with it. I have to wonder if maybe he wasn't 100% prepared to receive that pass. Maybe Patterson threw it just a little bit earlier there, wasn't really able to complete the route. Nevertheless, another field goal attempt coming up.
Ems is on. This is his 3rd attempt of the night. Kick on the way, and it is true. Never a doubt with that one. Rob Ems, 3 for 3 this evening.
Yeah, and we'll extend that lead now to 7. So that's a good job. Obviously, Ems coming up and being Mr. Automatic at the moment from multiple ranges so far in this game. That one, of course, being his longest. And a great job right there. That has been valuable. And excuse me, it's actually 9-3. I apologize. Just a field goal game thus far.
That is indeed what is going on. Special teams in big fashion tonight. There's DJ in the chat. Yeah, special teams. And Baltimore will take a knee. They will move out to the 20. Are you liking this game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Split backs, Twins top of the screen here. T-Roy Gaines moves down into a tight end position. They're going to give it Warren Murray right up the middle. Murray with a little bit of space picks up 6 before being chased down. Let's send it to Cameron Irvine for another game break. Cam?
Thanks, Andy. Alamo City's pass game is on fire in Houston. Look at the offensive line giving Ace Fenech all kinds of time. He hits Kenny Hendricks, his 3rd different receiver for a score. 21-13, Alamo City leads Houston in a tight one in the 2nd. Back to you in Baltimore.
Thank you, Cam. Rob, that thing, or Cameron, that thing was a laser there from the other game. What a throw.
No, it really was. And isn't that amazing? Just the kind of offensive production that's happening in the other game. You come over here, and it's been a defensive, really a slam fest thus far.
Slam fest indeed. 3rd and 2 here. We'll see if Warren Murray can slam this thing, or that's T-Roy Gaines, can slam this thing across the 30-yard line for a first down. Gaines right up the gut. Gaines shakes, bakes, in a lot of traffic, has the first down. And I think we have an injury. That is going to be Caesar Ackerman down on the turf.
Oh, you hate to see that. Ackerman's somebody that you'll see them go to, especially in a tight window. So that's going to probably change things just a little bit there. Maybe not be able to go to those play formations that he is so frequently used in.
Twins top of the screen. 2 in the backfield. 3 down linemen here for Canton. Looks like they're in a 3-4. Here is the give off the right side, and that 3-4 worked. Coming off the edge there, it was number 22 to make the play. And Canton is going to stuff them right there. That's Jamal.
And it's really been kind of a fast-moving first half, hasn't it, Andy?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of ground game, and that's going to eat the clock up.
2nd and 10. Gaines going to shift off here to the left. A little bit of motion. Here is Wigmore. Wigmore fires right in the breadbasket. Really nice throw. 10 right there, a dime to Ivory Irvin.
I think I'd have to give him a 10 on that throw as well, Andy. I mean, that was just a number 10 to 10. That was a fantastic pass. Look at that, just threading the needle there. Obviously a good job to get in there. Irvin, that is, cut inside on that route. Make sure that there was nobody between him and the football. And a good delivery, of course, by the veteran Wigmore.
High spread look here. 3-2 out of Canton, holding a 6-point lead here. 5:45 to go in this second quarter of action. Gaines stands in front of Murray. They'll give it up to Murray, right up the gut. Murray shakes, bakes. Murray off to the races across the 40, 35. Murray is going to break into the second level and take this one to the house. Baltimore strikes, and they will tie it up at 9 apiece.
And that they will. Now, that right there was some fantastic play skill. Obviously, a great job by blocking up front. And then again, Murray just doing a good job to break to the outside there, bounce off, and he's off to the races. He's one of those guys, we said about a lot of people. But take a look at this. Watch him bounce outside right here. And then he just turns on the jets. After that, there's really no catching him. As you can see, a shoestring tackle to try to bring him down. But after that, he was gone. And just like that, Vultures possibly on top with this field goal attempt.
Huge run there for Warren Murray. They're going to give him 56 yards and a tutty. Big play for Murray to spring this one open. It kind of, Cameron, felt like a powder keg that was just ready to explode at some point, and Murray was the beneficiary.
It really did. We have talked so much in this first half about the running games for both teams. It looked like there just a couple of them on either side was one block or one shoestring tackle away from busting it loose. Murray for Baltimore had been chipping away, just chipping away at that this entire game. So no surprise when he did get a little bit of open field, he was gone.
It's his second touchdown of the young season. Now both him and T-Roy Gaines have 2 apop. Returned here out to the 29. Canton Classics fans, the team needs your help. Van Lacey, the father of Evan Lacey, which the cornerback on the defense is named for and in his likeness, is raising the reward money to solve his son's murder from $8,000 to $20,000. The Classics have set up a GoFundMe account and would appreciate your consideration in donating or even just sharing the link in your social circles. Let's unite for Evan and help bring peace to his family. Visit GoFundMe.com and search United for Evan to help today. Evan Lacey, member of the league and a family that's been part of this league for a while. Have seen them at a couple conventions. Always good to have good people in the community. Tariano Rivera makes that grab, picks up 8. Nice catch by the fullback, his 3rd of the season.
Yeah, it's a name that we don't usually hear very often. Rivera, they're catching passes like that, but his name does get called on occasion, and it does a good job of securing the ball there, making this a much more manageable second down.
It's a good job for blocking for Johnson. Johnson, 3rd most rushing yards in the league in this young season, and they will hand it right off the right side to Johnson again, and it'll be 3rd and 1. He was met back there in the backfield by Alvin Mack.
Immediately, by the time that the ball actually got handed off to him, he looked up, and there was a sea of red right in front of him, nowhere to go.
Got to be careful here if you're Canton. What you don't want to do is give the ball back to Baltimore with too much time on the clock. Give them a chance to score and double up here after the half. Showing blitz here off this near side. Twins to the bottom of the screen. Give right up the gut. First down. And a little bit more than that. Nice run by Johnson to move the chains.
Yeah, a good job right there, Andy, and you make a fantastic point. You don't want to give this ball to a Baltimore team that's beginning to feel that surge, feel that momentum swing. Right now, if you are Canton, you want to really thwart that from happening, and you have an opportunity to control your destiny with 4 minutes left in this half.
Split spread. Here is the give right up the gut, and that will be a couple of yards, nothing more. I think that was Johnson again. Yates made the tackle after a pickup of 2.
Yeah, Yates just able to kind of roll in there for a couple of yards. Pretty much other than that, it was completely stuffed at that offensive line.
Give right up the gut, and that will be not much there either. 3rd and 7 facing Canton, and this Baltimore defense is gearing up too.
Well, they're becoming wise to the play scheme that Canton is trying to go with here. You know, they're beginning to stuff that line a little bit more with their defenders, and then you're starting to see some late blitzes coming in from the edges, making it very difficult and really disrupting a lot of the lanes that Johnson usually works with.
Patterson throws, and that one's tipped away and incomplete. Giovanni Bolt gets a hand to it. 3rd deflection of the night for Bolt.
Yeah, his name's been called early and often so far, Andy, and we'll probably likely hear that once more. A great job of shutting that down and again, kind of putting Canton here in that position we said they didn't want to be in. 3 minutes and some change left to go, and Baltimore has a chance to make something out of it.
Punter sends this one away. That's Charles Brown who kicks it. And the return here for Baltimore is shut down at the 18-yard line. Nothing more than that.
And now if you're Baltimore, you got to be feeling pretty good, obviously. You know, you're coming off of the big-time touchdown run that happened by Warren Murray, and you've got 3 minutes to play with here. Obviously, you've got a really good 2-minute drive usually in your back pocket, a system that works really well for Baltimore. So they have to be feeling pretty good about the opportunity that's ahead of them.
Split back, Twins, top of the formation. Gaines here to this near side. Along with Jackson Roberts on the field in place of Ackerman. Run up the middle, picks up 5 for Warren Murray.
It'll be interesting to see how they choose to attack this Canton defense, who, for the most part today, with the exception of that big run, has been pretty sturdy. Do they continue to go to the ground here, or will we see them pick it up and maybe try a couple shots downfield? I would assume so, anyway.
2nd and 5. T-Roy Gaines the backfield. They'll give it to Gaines. Gaines is stuffed. Meets the great wall of Canton and will not get through. Nice tackle there led by King Jamal.
Oh.
Oh, no. And Gaines stays down.
Not what you want to see if you're a Baltimore fan right there. Obviously, you hate to see any player injured for Baltimore right now. Obviously, that's part of that two-headed monster with Warren Murray and T-Roy there. Obviously, we just called his name there on that last play. And that's going to put the weight on Murray's shoulders going on throughout the rest of this game.
Third and 5. Here is Wigmore. Move in the pocket. Wigmore tries to run, is not going to get there. He goes down. I think that counts as a run, but I'm going to give Brackett the sack. He got to Wigmore behind the line of scrimmage, and Canton's going to get the ball back.
That's right, and that's not the first time that we have called Kevin Brackett's name out today for great pursuit of the quarterback. To me, it just looked like Wigmore thought he had a little more room to run around that outside, didn't see anything open downfield, wanted to take off, and he was met head-on with Brackett.
Veteran in the league is Brackett, and Baltimore are going to have to punt this one away. Matty Coffins is here. Can't coffin corner this one. That would be too ridiculous, although that is a rocket of a punt. What a leg from Coffins. And this one will get out to the 41. Canton's got some work in front of them if they want to get in field goal range.
Yeah, because that was a Great punt right there. I mean, just a boomer, honestly. And so by the time that it even got to Mike Twin Screw, that Vulture defense was literally hounding him and not much of a return.
2-minute warning here in Baltimore. It is Vultures on top, but only by a single point. Canton trying to erase that before the halftime break. Still yet for the passing of the rushing game to emerge from Canton. Very balanced tonight. 11 throws, 16 rushes, 66 yards through the air, 54 on the ground. Patterson, hands off. Johnson spins off the first hit, shakes off another, and is finally brought down after picking up 5. The hardest earned 5 yards you'll ever see.
It sure was. I mean, he was really fighting for that one, bouncing off one guy, spinning off of another. And now, you know, if you're Canton, I think you're going to have to really start to pick up the tempo here. Yeah, they're a little methodical, kind of slow in their drives downfield. They take a lot of time, but now they need to really pick things up.
Split back, single receiver at the top of the formation. Here is Johnson. Will take the handoff off that right side. Johnson is wally-mopped there by Frank Smith. Big hit, and that lines him up here, third down.
Yep, big third down already. Obviously, the first thing you want to do is try to make sure that you can convert. But with this little amount of time that you have, kind of important to start looking towards the air, I would think.
They shift. Here is a receiver in motion. That's Twin Screw. Coming to the bottom of the formation, only targeted once tonight, no catches. Nickel look here out of Baltimore. Delayed handoff, and Johnson didn't get there. 4th and a yard. The play is made by Alvin Mack, and Baltimore takes a timeout.
Yeah, Alvin Mack came in like a Mack truck, basically, and really deflated all hopes of converting on that one for Canton. Again, I understand, you know, well, they're getting ready to go for it here.
Hold the phone. Offense out right at the 50-yard line. Midfield strike. This is a huge play if they snap it. Johnson is in the backfield. 2 tight ends. Patterson going to throw for it. Fires the out route. Oh. It's caught! Oh, the gusto of Canton. What a gutsy call.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That is as gutsy a call as you are going to see. I was really surprised to see that. Obviously, it took the words right out of my mouth when I was talking about that previous play, Andy. But wow, that was a really good play design. Just a little out route there along the flat, just enough to get that first down. But wow, I did not expect to see that. What guts by this team.
Ryan Owens, quick out route. I thought the throw from Patterson was a little offline. Owens made it work. His 3rd grab of the night. Patterson looking to sling it again, fires on the check down, and Twin Screw has his first grab, picks up 4.
But you know what, though? That's really impressive. I mean, Canton knows what's at stake. They know how important it is to keep the ball in their possession, and how important it is against a team like Baltimore. You give them any amount of time on the clock, well, they can strike. So, that was a really good play call. Really impressed with that.
Yeah, you turn that over there at midfield, and Baltimore's in business, so very dangerous, but Canton made it work. Patterson now 6 of 13, looking to throw for the 14th time tonight, trying to get back up to 50%, and he got it! Nice completion there! First grab for Jack Wall, and now hurry up out of the Classics. Down to 37 seconds. Patterson stands, fires down the middle. Picked off Troy LaShaw! Troy LaShaw intercepts Scar Patterson, and Baltimore takes the ball back. They said you can convert all the 4th downs you want, doesn't matter.
When you talk about disheartening, that's really the only word that you can think of, considering just how well that drive was going for Canton. It looked like they were putting together almost a masterpiece that they were going to be able to look at and be very proud of. And then Loshaw comes in, and like I said, we kind of felt it building, didn't we, Andy? We talked about that earlier in this game, that this defense was just literally like vultures going after that football, and we just felt like, they could snag one out of the air, and right there it was. Wow.
71st interception of the career for Troy LaShaw. He's chasing Kanye Rockefeller, who's on this Canton side of the defense. Wigmore fires down. Irvin makes the catch, picks up 7. And if I'm Baltimore, I'm letting this thing run out. We'll take it to the second half.
Yeah, let's just call it a half. And obviously you come up with the big-time interception to keep Canton from threatening. And like you said, let's just go to the half and regroup.
Yeah, Kanye Rockefeller has 73 interceptions, now 71 for LaShaw. Give right up the gut. Murray almost got free again. That would have been dangerous. Warren Murray now up over the century mark. 100 yards in the half for Warren Murray. Baltimore is going to take their 10-9 lead right into the halftime break. It's been an exciting one here from Sports Gamer Online Stadium. Both teams had some chances. It was a field goal game for a while there before Murray was able to break one off. Cameron, your thoughts on how this first half has gone and how these two teams have been battling back and forth. I tell you what, for as little scoring as we've seen other than field goals, it has been exciting.
Very entertaining. We have saw a lot of spectacular catches. We have saw some big-time runs. We've saw some great defensive plays, and that's on both sides of the ball. But it has been very entertaining, and both of these teams right now doing pretty good at reading each other's numbers. So, you will get that. Obviously, we have saw the emergence of the ground game, both from Baltimore and Canton. With Baltimore, Warren Murray has that big-time run. I mean, that's certainly highlight reel material for Monday night on SFL Nation, obviously. But, you take a look at Canton, and you know what really works for them. The ground game traditionally, well, we saw them make some good plays through the air until that last interception there by Scar Patterson maybe forces that pass a little bit heading into the final moments of the second quarter. And so I think, it's going to be interesting to see, Andy, exactly what will happen coming into this third quarter, because simply put, who's going to be able to adapt more? Does Canton have that ability? We know Baltimore can. We saw it in years past, and as you can see right there, that injury for Baltimore there with that shoulder tendonitis on Ackerman.
Yeah, Ackerman appears to be doubtful. That means T-Roy Gaines, though, not on the injury report at the halftime break. Back in the action, we would assume. Sports Gamers Online Stadium here for the second half. I'm Andy Hamilton, joined with Cameron Duty, Justin Reside, DJ Woods, and Ron Haynes running the stats. Cameron Irvine behind the scenes, pressing the ones and twos, and as always, doing a great job for the SFL, helping lead us into season 21 and all the seasons, really. What a great guy he is and keeps everything moving around here. So that return out to the 27-yard line. Welcome back, Sports Gamers Online Stadium here in Baltimore. Check out sportsgamersonline.com or check them out on YouTube and see why millions visit their website and YouTube channel. Beautiful stadium here in Baltimore. Cameron, I would be hard-pressed to see you disagreeing with that.
Not at all. That is a beautiful, beautiful facility to watch football in. And, a good facility here for some of these championship banners to be hanging in the rafters there by Baltimore. They've worked hard with this franchise. Let's see what they can do here coming out of this halftime into this third quarter, Andy.
They're going to start with Warren Murray right up the middle. There's T-Roy Gaines back out on the field. Murray picks up another 4 before being wrestled down to the turf.
That is what, talking about those championships, talking about the history. Obviously, Baltimore sitting at 1-2, not right where they want to be at the moment, but it's early and they can make adjustments. And I think they're just a couple of adjustments away from really breaking things loose. And we've started to see some really good action in this game from them so far.
Heavy formation. Gaines is all the way in the backfield. They'll give it to him, and Gaines right up the gut will pick up a couple before being wrestled down. Interesting to note, Cameron, that Jackson Roberts will see a little bit more action at tight end with Ackerman out. There he is, 81 right there in the huddle.
Now, that'll change things a little bit, just like you mentioned, Andy. It'll be interesting to see just how much we notice that, honestly.
Two receivers, bottom of the screen. They are going to move Irvin here in motion. Murray is the near back, Gaines the far back here in this split formation. 3-2 look here out of Canton, although that might be a linebacker backed up. Late pressure. Oh, what a shot! Unblocked and untouched. Kevin Brackett buries Jack Wigmore in the backfield.
You just saw it coming. It's very few times you see a defender go completely unguarded to that extent. I mean, free room to roam, and he just had his heat-seeking missile on, and he had Wigmore there, dead to rights.
That is what we call a drive ender, and for Wigmore, he's lucky it wasn't a day ender. Very rarely do you see an unblocked blitz like that work for a sack. Huge play, and now an injury to Greg Wesley, so Baltimore is having trouble staying healthy here at home.
Oh man, yeah, you hate to see that injuries starting to pile up like that. Obviously, with Gaines back out there, that's certainly good off the injured list. But now you've got another guy to add to that, and we've got a flag as well, Andy.
Yeah, there was a flag, and we're going to have to figure out what exactly that was. Looks like clipping may have also been a block in the back. We'll take a peek at it. But Canton, either way, starting on their own 16, and coach is not happy about it.
No, not at all. Not at all. Take a look at it here in the replay.
Yeah, it's a block in the back. Oh, my.
Pretty flagrant.
Yeah, I mean...
What more can you say? Goes back to that term "slam fest" that I coined earlier.
I don't know. I don't know what coach was looking at. That's about as blatant as it gets, bud.
Exactly.
1st and 10. Canton will take over at the 16-yard line, 2 in the backfield. They are down by a single point, no more, no less. Give right up the gut. Johnson wrestled down, grabbed by his collar. Keenan Samuels.
Sometimes if you're a coach, you're just supposed to be mad. You know what I mean, Andy? Maybe it's just a good reason to be mad.
Hey, you're down by 1. Hey, I will say, Cameron, I'm the type of guy who's going to argue it whether I believe or not that it was or wasn't a foul. So, hey, I can get behind that.
Got to believe in your team.
Yeah, 8 minutes to go. Flip outside, drop. Incomplete. Jack Wall had a hands of brick there. Couldn't call it in.
No, and we saw a couple of those in some big-time instances unfortunately take place for Canton today. A lot of fumble fingers out there. Really need to tighten that up because as we get down in this game, it's going to be critical that they come up with the big-time receptions.
This 43% completion percentage for Scar Patterson. At least 2 of those have been in and out of the hands of wide receivers. Here's Patterson to throw again. Fires underneath. That one is collected, and Dillapre Sr. gets tackled 2 yards shy of the line to gain. We call that catch, rally, and tackle.
Yeah, and boy, that was, again, stopping them on that 3rd down. Going to have to force them to punt, and you should have pretty good field position if you're Baltimore.
Charles Brown in, the undrafted rookie, with a chance to send this one away. He'll put the boot to it and try and flip the field. Fair catch called for. Wow, what a punt all the way back to the 35.
It was a good punt. I mean, I think we maybe expected that to be a little bit shorter, but wow, what a great booming leg on that punt. And so not as prime real estate as we might have expected them to have after that, especially cornering them at the back of their end zone as they did. But nevertheless, here we go, a good drive starting for Baltimore.
And nonetheless, Baltimore with a chance to extend their lead. It's a single point now. Even a field goal would extend it to a full score necessary. Give Gaines. Gaines shakes 1. Gaines shakes 2. Gaines puts the shoulder down and is able to pick up 7 somehow.
Well, that little injury that sidelined him earlier in this game certainly didn't seem to be very serious. I mean, coming back out and running like a Mack truck. Just a couple of tackles away from maybe busting out a big gain for himself.
Last 6 drives have resulted in 4 punts, an interception, and the halftime break, says Ron Haynes. Good note from him. Warren Murray hunkers down and is tackled 1 yard shy of the line to gain. I think that was Gronick in there on the play.
Yeah, I believe it was, and we've called his name quite a bit in this game already. So continuing great hustle right there by Mark Gronick.
3rd and a yard. Gaines deep in the backfield. 2 blockers in front of him. Wigmore gives Gaines 1st down. Got it. Easy as pie. Nothing much more than that, but the offensive line did their job.
Yeah, it did just enough, and sometimes that's really all that you can ask. I mean, not every gain is going to be 10-plus yards, a big burst downfield like we saw earlier. It's just to get enough to keep the drive sustained, and that's what we're seeing there.
I spread formation, 3 receivers wide. Murray is the far back. Gaines in front of him. Give off this left side. Gaines cleans up the block. Murray has the 1st down. Nice carry, and it was Gaines who led the block. T-Roy Gaines doing just about anything for this team.
They work so well together, don't they, Andy? I mean, look at this. I mean, a great block, of course, like I said, to set it up, and then just allowed Murray to get in the open field and pick up some more yardage. Great team chemistry. We've saw it for many, many years out of Baltimore, but really, folks, take note when you want a good complementary fullback and running back tandem. That's how it's done.
Like peanut butter and jelly, these two go together. It's about as good as any combination you can think of. Wigmore has only thrown it 7 times tonight. Murray shakes, bakes. Murray, first down. Moves the chains again.
And absolutely beginning to wear down this Canton defense as you're starting to see. We had the big run earlier, obviously well over 100 yards rushing today. It feels like it's leaning in that direction once more to where, just put the ball in his hands. He's going to turn those legs and make some big plays. It almost feels close, like he could be able to bust another one loose here very shortly if they don't get a hold on this.
24 carries. Here is Wigmore's just 8th throw of the night. That one is complete for 2 yards. Get this, Cameron. Jack Wigmore's average yards per attempt or per catch tonight, 3.9, and that 2-yard catch there probably brought it down just a tad.
It's almost unheard of for Wigmore, a guy that we know is so well to do and just to go through the air the way that he can make some really fabulous passes there. But instead, it's been the ground game doing a lot of the work today. Really impressive how they've been able to kind of switch things up.
Give Murray left side. Warren Murray shakes, that's Gaines. Gaines picks up 9.
And sometimes that's what it is. I mean, that's just how it happens in a game plan, in a different game scheme. Sometimes you're asked to throw for 300 yards. Sometimes you're just asked to protect the football and hand it off and let the offensive line and these backs do the rest. And that's really what we're seeing today. I see Baltimore fighting with the same offensive firepower Canton is used to.
Gaines. Oh, they gave him the first down. That might be worth a challenge there out of Canton. I would take a retroactive look at that one.
I agree. I think I'd be throwing that challenge flag too. And there we go. Well, he's going to get a chance to throw another flag on that one, Andy.
Yeah, there you go. He's he's angry still. It's still from the block in the back. Let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com. Cameron, walk me through it. What do you see?
I don't see a conversion. I see Gaines trying to just get up to the line, obviously plowing through, relying on his lineman there, and I see him a little bit short. From the angles that we were able to see, I didn't see enough to. There we go. Yeah, I just couldn't see that standing as a first down.
Yeah, the hit from Gronick, I think, was solid enough. If it's knocking T-Roy back, I can't imagine that he got over the line. And I think the chat's agreeing with us. Now, the interesting one here is it's 4th and inches. You could always go for it, Cameron.
You really could, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Obviously, we saw one gutsy call already out of Canton, but obviously it looks like Baltimore's going to try to play safe and just try to pad that lead a little bit.
Yeah, up by 3. I think it might be the smart call to just kick the field goal and extend that lead to 4. Tarkington sends this one on the way, and he has got it. It is now 13-9, a 9-play, 43-yard drive.
And a really nice drive, as you said. A good job by the Canton defense to negate it to just a 3-point field goal there. But, the thing is, Andy, when you look at it, Canton hasn't been able to reach the end zone yet in this game. Their 9 points have all come off of M's field goals. That 4 points could be very, very critical in this game.
Absolutely could. Canton will take back over. They'll bring it out to their 20-yard line. They have been a bit more balanced, 17 throws to 20 rushes here between Robert Johnson and Scar Patterson. Haven't heard from Kane Hunter tonight. Tariano Rivera has got involved in the receiving game. Also haven't heard from Bob Lung or Andrew Gibson. It's tough sometimes to get all these playmakers involved. Canton doing a pretty good job of it tonight. Here's the give. Johnson. Oh, Johnson ran into a wall and was flattened by Alvin Mack.
It looked like a car wreck that you just really couldn't turn away from. You know how that is when you see something happening in front of you and you just kind of grimace. That's exactly what that was. Baltimore's done a really good job this second half of locking down their ground game. Canton just haven't been able to move the ball yet.
Two backs in the backfield, and they're going to give, and Johnson will shake through, and Johnson wrestled down. 3rd and 6 upcoming. You have to imagine they're going to the air on that one.
Yeah, I don't think you have much of a choice, obviously. They've kind of forced you to play the cards that have been dealt. And so now, you know what? This is a good time. Like you said, Bob Lung, Andrew Gibson, names that we haven't been able to call yet. Jack Wall, good time to try to get them involved if you can here.
Patterson has made some unreal throws today. See if on 3rd and 6 he can make some magic happen. He will move one across the line. Baltimore showing blitz up the middle. They'll bring it. Patterson, though, well protected. Fires top of the screen. Incomplete. It was deflected away by Leopold, but there is a flag. Or excuse me, that was Warfield on the coverage, and it's going to be pass interference on Elijah Warfield.
Yeah, I think the Canton's certainly going to benefit from that. Warfield, from what I could tell, not really able to. Okay, yeah, okay. So just a lot of physical contact right there, as you can see. I mean, just pretty rough right off the line. They were getting a little handsy there, and so the ref throws the flag on that one. Good, a good thing for Canton, of course. A brand new set of downs. Be interesting to see what they can come up with here with this renewed opportunity.
Twins, they're out of the offense. 4-3 look here out of Baltimore. Patterson, new set of downs, checks down across the middle, a pickup of 2, and we'll send it to Cameron Irvine for a game update. Cam?
Thank you, Andy. Ace Fennick continues to be the story in Houston in a battle of unbeatens. Look at the time in the pocket. He finds his 4th different receiver of the contest. Alamo City leads 28-19 over Houston, just now entering the 4th. Back to you in Baltimore.
Thanks, Cam. Speaking of throws, Patterson, another completion across the middle there. Owens, 2 in a row for number 10.
He has easily been Patterson's go-to guy, it seems like, anyway, in the passing department today. Really relying on him. And now 3rd and 3 here. Now, it's going to be interesting. They can certainly try to run it, but I think that that's going to be something that Baltimore's looking for.
Split back, single receiver, bottom of the screen. 3rd and 3. Baltimore has stuffed the box with 8. Here's Patterson, looks to throw, fires across the middle. Caught, Jack Wall! First down, moves the sticks. Big catch, his 2nd of the day.
Yeah, and that was very pretty. I mean, that's all we can say. As we said earlier, Patterson has thrown some beautiful passes today, and there's another. And again, we mentioned Jack Wall. His name had only been called once prior to that. You know, get this guy involved, a very, very important asset to your offensive game. A really well-capable tight end, able to make some big-time receptions. You saw it right there.
High spread look, give Johnson. And no, not there. That was not the run. Keenan Samuels has been stuffing holes all day. His 6th tackle of the day. Samuels everywhere.
And Baltimore is pretty much now forcing Canton to go to the air. You can just tell that they are doing such a good job of stuffing them at the line. They're threatening them to go to the air and use the arm of Scar Patterson.
Split spread look here. Patterson still handing off. That one a nice run. Johnson spins back, makes it 3rd and 2.
And obviously the most important 3rd down of the game coming up here for Canton. You know, you want to convert because you want to ultimately get to that end zone, the promised land, if you will, for Canton right now. They haven't been able to be there yet. So, hey, now's as good a time as ever, right? Big play coming up here.
Got to do it at some point if you want to win this game. You cannot win off of field goals unless you want to get 2 or 3 more drives going. A touchdown would be the best way. That run is not going to get there. Johnson is tackled short of the line to gain Alvin Mack. Another play makes it 4th and 1, decision time.
Yeah, we saw him be gutsy before, and they're just going to try to take the field goal attempt by Ems. And while I certainly understand that, well, I tell you what, to me, it would be very tempting to go for it.
Ems sends this one on the way. It's a little bit of a wobbler, but he got it. 12-13. You don't always see that score on the board, but there it is.
It's been a unique game. It really has, and a low-scoring affair. You know, Canton is really they're really known for that. We call them the cardiac classics, if you will. And they always bring it down to the wire, and looks like that's going to be the case again today.
Yeah, 3 games in their season so far. All 3 of them have been 3-point contests, 2 of them 3-point wins, 1 of them a 3-point loss. Really has come down to Rob Ems and that kicking unit a lot of times, and he'll put him within 1. Baltimore will get the ball back. We'll see what this offense can do. Wigmore has been good today, as well as the running game.
Certainly has. And again, like you said, a score we don't usually see, a 1-point game right here for Baltimore. This could be, if they could get to the end zone, this could be very, very big for them to extend that lead. Could make it very difficult for Canton to come back.
2 backs in the backfield. T-Roy Gaines not in this formation. That is Warren Murray, who is flanked by a different down lineman. And they're going to give it, or no, play action here. Wigmore protected. Blitz was coming late. That one's caught. Ivory Irvin, first down.
It was such a good fake right there on the play action. It had me convinced that they had to dip off. So a really good job of selling that by Baltimore, and then going deep there to get to Ivory Irvin, whose name we have already called quite a bit in today's matchup. And again, that's a big play, obviously, beginning to open the field up a little bit. Now we're starting to see Wigmore go to the air as the final seconds tick down here in this third quarter. Andy, this fourth quarter, it's going to be a lot of fun, I have a feeling.
One final frame coming your way. Baltimore on top by a single point. They have the ball. Don't go anywhere. We're going to pause for league identification. We'll be right back.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Back here, Sports Gamers Online Stadium. 10 minutes to go here in the fourth frame. 1 touchdown between these 2 teams. Lots of field goals if you're just tuning in. Get your 4s, 12s, 86s, 68s, and any other number you want to honor up in chat. 3 receivers wide. T-Roy Gaines, the lone back. They're going to move a tight end off the line and shift him across this formation. First down, 10 yards to go. Dime look here out of Canton, maybe a nickel. Wigmore looking to throw, pressure in his face, and that one is incomplete.
Be good pressure applied by Canton right there. We haven't been able to really mention that a whole lot today. We have saw a couple of sacks, of course, but they have been able with the big ground game, obviously, by Murray. They've had a couple of times they've been able to kind of sneak through that defensive front there. So it's good to see them getting pressure on this line. That's important for them.
Twins here, and Wigmore to throw again. Wigmore move in the pocket, fires deep down the middle, caught T-Roy Gaines! What a catch by Gaines! The fullback has got running power, soft hands, and a Hall of Fame jacket.
Well, let's see. You've got Ivory Irvin, David Anderson, Daley Holder, Mac Chima, of course, Ackerman and Roberts at tight end, but instead you go to the big man, T-Roy Gaines, the Hall of Famer, and that's exactly why. A team player, a utility man who can do just about anything that you ask. I love the play call on that. I thought that was fantastic, and that goes to show you the talent on this Baltimore team, Andy. Anybody can do just about anything you ask them to.
T-Roy Gaines is leading the team in receiving, and it is not close. Wigmore to throw. Gaines not on the field for this one. Has to fire outside. Wide open. Mac Chima makes a man miss. Mac and Chima all the way down. First and goal.
I don't know what was prettier, Andy. Was it that pass or was it that nice little juke move that Chima made to avoid that tackle to get him a couple extra yards and closer to that goal line? Let's take a look at this on replay. That was beautiful. One, great job by the offensive line. Wonderful protection, a beautiful bomb. And then take a look at that little side step there to just avoid being tackled and get a good 5 or 6 more yards after that. Great effort. And this Vultures team is back in business.
Man, they just all game lulled you to sleep with the run, lulled you to sleep with the run. Bang, this drive, 2 big throws from Jack Wigmore to put him in a position to extend the lead. Now, Gaines in the backfield. He's got Roberts in front of him. Gaines is going to drive. No, short of the line to gain.
Dragged down just outside of the end zone there. But you know what they have been able to do, Andy, in my opinion, they have played to the strong suits with which Canton usually does. Lull you to sleep with a big-time ground game and then bust out with a couple of big-time pass plays.
They need a hair. Gaines in the backfield with Roberts. Give, left side, Gaines, angles. He dives and burrows in for the touchdown. T-Roy Gaines, what hasn't he done? He's got the touchdown for Baltimore.
It's the interesting fact that after he went out of the game, talking about T-Roy Gaines, that is, he comes right back and then looking even better, stronger, faster than ever, almost like a bionic man, like a $6 million man or something. I don't know, but really he's done a fantastic job, getting in on each and every play. We saw him run the football, receive catches, just been a marvel to watch.
Really burrowed his way. I mean, that was interesting to me. He dove for that one. He wanted that touchdown. You could tell after his long catch earlier in the drive, he wanted to make sure that he got in there.
You could, Andy. That's exactly right. You could tell. You could feel the emotion. He wanted. Obviously, he wanted to get back out there and play. As we said, he was off the sideline a little bit earlier, and now he's back, and boy, just really playing with a whole lot of heart.
Kick is away, and now the return will be brought out by Canton. They will start their drive, but not before a big return.
Ooh.
Al Dillapre Sr. off this right-hand side. Great return out to the 45, right in front of Thomas Paternity and that Baltimore bench.
And absolutely truck sticking a couple of defenders along the way there. We'd mentioned that Dillapre was a real threat back there on returns, and that's one of the reasons why. He's a tough guy to bring down, a good stocky guy, and but he's got really, really good legs on him and can really take off. So great field position, which is exactly what they need coming off of a drive where they gave away a very important touchdown there.
Still a one-score game, Cameron. I want to remind you, 8 points is a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The Classics are not out of this one. This is still a very tight game. Scar Patterson, delayed handoff. Johnson picks up a couple. The story is yet to be written. And speaking of stories, APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. 2nd and 7, split backs in the backfield. Give up the middle. Johnson finally brought down. 3rd and 6 upcoming.
Okay, you're right, Andy. It is a one-score game, and if it's Canton, I'm talking to this Canton team, you got to show me something different than what I've seen so far in this game, though. Big-time conversion here is something they haven't been able to do a lot in this game. Definitely, you got to go to the air, and you got to make it happen here.
Triple look here. Jack Wall's the tight end on the bottom of the line. Patterson protected well. Patterson shifts in the pocket, has all day. Patterson floats, incomplete. Could not connect there. Was looking for the receiver, Jack Wall, and it's 4th down.
Well, Warfield came in and absolutely blasted Jack Wall. I have to say, I think that Patterson really had a good read on the right guy to go to there in Jack Wall, but just great defensive disruption by Warfield. And I tell you, that can take the wind out of their sails. Nevertheless, though, they're going to have to rely on this defense to keep them in this game. Right now, the tide, though, seems to be turning towards Baltimore. They're going to have to figure out a way to stop the bleeding.
Kick is away. They will try and pin him deep here. This one collected at the 20 or the 17, brought out to the 20. That's probably a favorable spot. You said took the wind out of their sails. I mean, that's exactly what they did. Al Dillapre Sr. with a great return to set him up, and the offense just can't move.
Yeah, and that is one of the things that we had both talked about, actually even off there, Andy, talking about this game before we came on, is what can Canton do to keep up with a highly potent Baltimore offense. Canton a lot more methodical. Sometimes you need to be spontaneous. We hadn't really been able to see that as much as we'd like.
Speaking of spontaneous, how about a run from Warren Murray? Baltimore has plenty of wind in their sails.
Yeah, they do, and they're just a team full of players that they feed off of that. The more you give them the football, the more you hit them, the harder they are to bring down, the more successful that they are, and you're seeing that right there. It's a championship mentality. Play all 4 quarters, and each one you get a little bit stronger.
Twins bottom of the screen. 4 down linemen for Canton. Give up the middle. Murray, plenty of room again. A little bit of a stop and go. Murray's out to midfield.
I think you're starting to see the Classics now beginning to run out of gas just a little bit. You're asking a lot of that defense, which really has done a nice job all day long. I mean, really, they up to that last drive, they had them relegated to, like what was it, just a touchdown and a couple of field goals. Instead, now though, you're starting to see the physical, the wear and tear begin to take place, I guess I should say.
3 receivers wide. Irvin's going to shift down to the bottom of the formation. Gaines is the single back. Roberts there. They'll pitch Gaines off this left side. Gaines shakes one. T-Roy Gaines turns the corner. Gaines in front of his own bench is going to pick up the first down with some heavy-headed running.
Just refusing to quit. And T-Roy Gaines, just one of those guys, like we said, went out there early with that injury, but instead, since he has came back, he has looked stronger on each and every play. And somehow he was able to kind of stay in bounds there. It almost looked like he was very close to stepping out, but instead was able to turn it upfield and get a big first down.
Yeah, Cameron, this is a very important 5 to 6 yards here. You cannot let Baltimore get into field goal range. Wigmore pressured, fires off his back foot. Oh, what a catch! Mac Chima taps the toes and spins it in for a first down. What a grab!
Sometimes, and that's one of the beauties of the Simulation Football League, is you just got to sit back and smile at the abilities of some of these players. Mac Chima is one of them. We have talked about him all day, literally like he's walking a high wire or a tightrope there at a circus trick. I mean, just able to tiptoe his way multiple times now along that sidelines. And that was a beautiful job right there. And those two are getting hot, and that's dangerous.
Man, oh man, what a catch. Give Gaines right back to T-Roy off this left side. T-Roy stays in bounds, picks up 6. Clock continues to roll for Baltimore. They are feeling good, and now if you're Canton, you got to try and get them off the field here quick.
And quick, because one thing that Canton usually needs for a successful drive is time. They're not known for being able to work quickly. They need usually, a good 3 to 4 minutes per drive, a sustained drive to make something happen. And right now, they're losing all that time.
Absolutely. Vital to get off the field as quick as possible. You're almost in let him score range.
Yes.
Give Murray off this left side. Murray is erased there. 3rd and 3. This is your play.
Yeah, it comes down to this, in my opinion. With the clock ticking inside of 5 minutes now, if they can convert, it's going to be very hard to come back from this one. So for the defense of Canton right now, you're putting all your eggs in one basket. It all comes down to this.
Gaines in the backfield. They've ran out of this formation off that left-hand side plenty of times today. Canton knows what's coming. I know what's coming. You know what's coming. Give Gaines up the middle. Gaines shut down. Did not get there. Canton able to make the play. Mark Gronick has been in on a ton of them today. His 7th tackle of the game.
Sure was. That is exactly right there between Gronick and a couple of other white jerseys. They're able to come in and make a huge stop. That's the big difference right there now between a touchdown and a field goal attempt.
Tarkington on from 29 to try and extend it to 11. This kick is up and on the way, and he got it. 23-12 now. 11 points difference. 8 plays, 69-yard drive. Real nice one. Takes 3 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock.
There's a lot of important time that was taken off the clock. You're certainly right about that, Andy. Now, if you are Canton, you're going to have to move quick.
Yep.
And that, you're going to have to start seeing that no huddle. We haven't seen it a lot. And if you remember back towards the end of the first half, we were looking for the hustle. We really didn't see it then, but it's going to have to take place now if you want to stay in this game. Got to score quick.
Here's a return. Dillapre Sr. had a good one last time. Can he shake something out here? Dillapre Sr. still on his feet. Finally wrestled down there at the 27-yard line. This week's Monday Night Spectacular heads to Tulsa, where the Desperados will come in and take on the unbeaten Toros. Kickoff at 8:15 Eastern, preceded by a recap of the weekend on This Week in the SFL with Cameron Irvine and Mike O'Neill. All comes your way tomorrow on the SFL YouTube page. Saw Mike O'Neill and Cameron Irvine at the convention. Both really good dudes. Really glad to have both of them in the league. Always excited to hear them break down the SFL Week of Action. Really good way to recap in case you weren't able to catch all the games in their entirety. Don't feel like watching the highlights alone. 4 receivers wide. Patterson, delayed handoff. This one right up the gut. That is Tariano Rivera, the fullback, who picks up 7.
And there's that no huddle we're talking about.
Quick flip underneath. That one's caught. That is Johnson in reception out across the 40. Canton's trying to do something they haven't been able to do today. That's find the end zone. Deep drop. Patterson across the middle. Tipped away. Incomplete. Linebacker reached up and got a paw on it. Frank Smith, a deflection.
Yeah, a good time to call Frank Smith's name out. I don't believe we've been able to call it too awful much in this game, but they're obviously the biggest play of his game and kind of stopped that momentum that looked like Canton was starting to get just a little bit.
Alamo City defeats Houston 28-19. For those of you coming over from that game, welcome. Glad to have you aboard with us. 3:27 to go here. Canton hasn't been able to find the end zone today. 4 field goals give them their 12 points. They need to find it at least once here if they want to get back in this game. Flip down. Dillapre Sr. picks up a couple. 3rd and 5 here. Got to imagine it's 4 down territory. Patterson, for the 24th time tonight, will throw. Fires on the corner route. Caught. Wide open, and Jack Wall moves out across the 40. 3 wide again. Baltimore only rushing 4. Patterson fires. Tipped away and incomplete. Really nice job. These Baltimore linebackers are jumping and diving all over the place. That was Samuels.
Yeah, Keenan Samuels, 6'2", 250 pounds, and really doing a nice job. That whole core back there has done a really good job of seeking out this football each time it's made its way in their presence.
Just over 3 minutes to go. All 3 timeouts for Canton and the 2-minute warning down 11, so a 2-score game. Patterson flips and it's almost taken away. That was Samuels again. It originally hit his back.
And had he been able to actually, get the deflection on that one, and he would have been gone. I mean, there was nobody between him and the end zone. That would have been all of it. So Canton got really lucky there.
That would have been icing. That would have certainly ended the game. 3rd and 10. Patterson, 28 throws now tonight. Fires across the middle. That's caught a couple yards short. 4th and 1. And what are you doing here?
I'm going for it. If it's me, I think you have to go for it right now. You got to stay in there. You need a touchdown. Field goals aren't going to make it happen.
A field goal is part of the way to tie, but they're going to go. Patterson, 29th throw of the night, fires, and there's a flag that comes in late. Oh, controversy here in Baltimore.
Yep, and there's the call, and that is, if I'm not mistaken, that is the 3rd pass interference we have saw on Baltimore today. Am I right on that, Andy?
It is, and I just don't know.
Sure. Yeah. Controversy indeed. Looking at that on the replay, I'm not sure about that one. I think Canton maybe got a gift on that, just to be 100% honest.
Well, the crowd's going to let us know what they think about that one. 1st and 10. The drive extends for Canton on 4th down. Receiver shifts to the bottom of the screen. Patterson looking to throw. Fires across the middle. That one is caught. Bob Long, his 2nd catch. 2nd one on this drive. Had one on 3rd down. 4 receivers wide. Patterson fires. Oh, off his head. What a catch there to make it 1st and goal. Dillapre Sr. all night has been making those types of grabs. 1st down. Goal to go. 2:14. Patterson fires into traffic, incomplete.
Yeah, and that was Frank Smith again, and Warfield as well. Elijah Warfield over there on that side of the field, really disrupting the play there. You got to go for the end zone, though. I got to agree. I think it's nice to see Canton finally taking some shots that way, not just doing little dink and dunks, but finally going for the end zone. They know they have to do it.
Looking to throw again. Patterson protected well, fires back in the end zone, collected. Oh, the feeder inbounds for Al Dillapre Sr., capping off a beautiful drive from Canton. and a touchdown for the Classics.
Where's that been all game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that obviously it's a good thing that they're able to show up there in the waning moments of this game. But boy, that was some offensive production through the air that we hadn't seen the likes of so far in this game. But obviously with Dillapre, it was really good to see him be able to cap that drive off. He was such an integral part in it.
Going for two here. Split backs. Tight end out on the line for Canton. They give it right up the gut. Burrows does not get there. Johnson is shut down. And now they are going to have to score again. Another touchdown necessary in this one for the Classics.
Boy, if they really could have been able to capitalize on that, that would have been huge. We've saw Rob Ems all day, doing a great job on the special teams department. If that could have just been a field goal, a 3-point game, that would have made such a difference. I'm really surprised we didn't see them pass there, though, honestly, Andy, as well as it was working.
Onside is away. Baltimore comes up with it. Who else? Who else would cover the onside kick? The Hall of Famer, Mr. Do-It-All, Mr. T. Roy Gaines.
Why not? I think afterwards he's going to stay up and clean up the stadium and turn the lights off. I mean, the guy has done everything in this game. As we said, we called him a utility guy, I mean, obviously an all-star, but he can do anything that you ask him to. A jack of all trades. Let's just put it that way.
You talk about turning off the lights in the stadium, picking up the trash. I tell you what, that is the type of guy that T. Roy Gaines is. He's been in this league long enough. I know who he is and what kind of stuff he stands for. And Cameron, it's the epitome of him. On the field, off the field, player, user. He is just a super good human being who will do just about anything it takes for his team and his family, and he's showing that off tonight. 2 minutes to go here in Baltimore. The Vultures trying to put it away. And Gaines is in the backfield again. 4-3 look here. Canton needs a stop. They need the ball back. They got about 5 yards of cushion before Baltimore could extend the lead. Pitch. Gaines off this right side. Through one. T. Roy Gaines lowers the shoulder and gets to 3rd and 1. What a play.
Man, oh man, did you see that right there? I mean, just the absolute, as we like to say, the truck stick. I mean, just absolutely bowling over defenders. And obviously feeling really good, knowing what's at stake here to cap off this game and go home with a W.
Warren Murray in the backfield, Gaines in front of him. 4 down linemen, give Murray right side, icing. Baltimore has extended the drive. They take the first down. Canton going to take their second time out, and they needed it because Baltimore might just put this thing away.
Yeah, they're just about to put this thing on ice. I mean, this is something that right now, the odds very much against them if Baltimore can just hold on and be very conservative here and not make any mistakes.
Time does not favor the Classics. They need stops. Gaines up the middle, shakes one. Gaines put down. 2nd and 5, the final timeout with about 1:54 to go here in this one. Baltimore, if they kick the timeout, Cameron, the lead is up to 8, but that is not necessarily put away. So if you're Baltimore, you want to extend this first down and just run the clock out.
That's exactly right. And fortunate for them, they've got the firepower to do it.
Yeah. Gaines in the backfield along with Warren Murray. 3 down linemen, 3-4 look here out of Canton. They pitch. Murray going left side. Murray through 1. Murray through 2. Fumbles the ball! Canton collects it! Scoped up! Going back the other way is King Jamal! A huge fumble! And the implications have turned. It was Monzuma who forced it.
And hold the phone. We were literally just talking about being careful. Don't do anything too flashy. Just run the clock out, and for all the good that Warren Murray has certainly done, because he's done a fantastic job today, that right there, maybe willing to extend the play a little too much, pops that ball out, and now all of a sudden Canton has a shot at it. No timeouts, but we saw them effectively go down the field using a very quick no huddle. Can they do it again, Andy?
Dimitri Monzuma, 7th overall pick, the rookie, 6'4", 256, pops the ball loose from Warren Murray. And now Canton with a chance to get back into it. They're only down by 5. Three receivers, bottom of the screen for Scar Patterson, 33rd throw of the night. Patterson underneath, almost intercepted. Samuels has done that 3 or 4 times tonight. Progress your catch, young man.
Yeah, I mean, if he can just snag one of those, this game is over. Instead, Canton still has a little glimpse of life here, and really a minute, 32 seconds, 92 seconds left in this game. They should be able to move the ball down if this defense doesn't clamp down and stop them right in their tracks, but they're going to have to do it through the air.
Yeah, they have plenty of time. Question is just whether they can or cannot make this happen. Dime look here out of Baltimore. Only rushing 3. Patterson throws, caught over the middle. That is collected for first down yardage. Who else? Dillapre Sr. If your heart rate isn't going now, I don't know when it would. Throws. Oh! Collected in traffic. Jack Wall mossed them all. Quadruple coverage. What a gutsy throw.
How in the world did that just happen? I don't know if we're going to get a chance to look, but gutsy indeed.
Oh,
I mean,
what is this?
Up over 3. Oh, my.
I-twins is the formation. Now under 60 seconds to go in this game. Patterson hands off. Running up the middle is Johnson, and they're going to be stuck in this formation.
Yeah, don't abandon the pass. It's finally working for you. Don't slow yourself down here.
Here's Patterson looking to throw. Flips out. Johnson out of the backfield. Samuels wraps him up. 3rd and 4. They'll run back to the line. Twins, bottom of the screen. Patterson, 5-step drop, fires, and it's picked off! Picked off by Troy LaShaw! Get out the fat lady! LaShaw is going to take this one for a pick 6, and Baltimore is going to win.
I think we felt every emotion humanly known in the last minute, 30 seconds of this game right there. It looked as if they're finally moving down the field. And then, boy, what a great job of LaShaw. And basically what he did right there was just undercut the route. He knew he was going to go towards Wall. He'd been looking towards Jack Wall the majority of this drive, especially this 4th quarter. And instead, like I said, he cut on the route, jumped up, made a beautiful interception. And as you said, put this thing on ice, Andy. Wow, what a roller coaster.
2nd interception for Troy LaShaw tonight. He now has 72 and is just 1 away from tying Kanye Rockefeller. An incredible play to put this thing on ice. Baltimore going to improve to 2-2.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, that was an incredible last series of events. An exciting game here today. It can't look like they were potentially in the driver's seat to not only – to possibly take the lead and go home with the win in this thing. And then right there, that Baltimore defense, LaShaw again, making a beautiful play. Wow.
Dillapre Sr. on the return. He's been good on those all night, out to the 30. Dillapre Sr.'s played good in all assets of the game. 6 catches, 50 yards, a score, a big return earlier in the game. He has tried as much as he can, but Canton is just going to fall short tonight.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, you look at things and you see where improvements can be made. I just think you need to continue, if you're Canton, working on that passing game. It has had glimpses of beauty, obviously. Let's talk about Jack Wall real quick, who made a beautiful play right there amongst 3 or 4 Baltimore defenders right before that unfortunate interception. So there's a lot of promise there. They just got to keep grinding. They are improving.
19 seconds to go. Patterson going to do everything that he can. That one tipped away. Giovanni Bolt will deflect it. Ron Haynes in the stats truck, Cameron, says, score does not give the game a fair reflection. It is a lot closer than the score will say, and I completely agree with that.
I do too, 100%. I mean, I think that both of these teams really, they left nothing out there on the field. They've really put 110% into it. A great contest, really one for the ages, I think.
Nickel look here. Patterson throwing. He's thrown 38 times tonight. Wow, look at that protection. Fires on the corner route. That is caught. And it is going to be a first down, but time will likely expire. Might be able to get one more playoff here. He will, and spike it to keep the game alive for one more. Cameron, why not, right?
Yeah, why not? We've had so much fun. Let's just do it one more time. But you know what? Talking about this game, as we led into this game, the first meeting between these two, I really hope it's not the last for a long time. I hope this is something we see more of. because these two teams, when they get together, they put on a show.
One of the best parts about the SFL is you get to play people you don't always play. Patterson, deep drop, fires across the middle. That is caught off this right side. Owens picks up some garbage time yards, but that will just about do it. Baltimore 30-18 will get the victory over Canton. It's a Troy LaShaw pick six that saves the day after Warren Murray fumbles. Monzuma forced a fumble when it looked like Baltimore was going to extend the lead back to 11. And then Patterson in this offense driving down the field, made an errant throw on third down, and Baltimore put him away. And that's what Baltimore has done. They haven't always played clean in their SFL tenure, Cameron, but they get the job done when they need it to.
Yeah, they do. And again, you work and you grind all 4 quarters, and you continue to just hang in there every inch, every yard, not trying to just go through all the cliches. But that really is that summarizes Baltimore football. And again, there was times in this game where it looked like Canton really could have the upper hand and really do something. In the end, it was either Baltimore's defense or it was the offense, that ground game, especially for Baltimore, that took over and made a difference in this game. We take a look at the stats there between Patterson and Wigmore. As we do in tradition, we got to give a player of the game to somebody. Andy, I'll go ahead and wrap my portion up real quick. I think I'm going to give it to T-Roy Gaines. There was a lot of people that should have went to, but that guy displayed heart and came through big time when they needed it on a lot of occasions.
Yeah, I think through 4.5 quarters, T-Roy Gaines would have been my selection. After that fumble and with the pick six, I'm giving it to Troy LaShaw. 2 picks and 1 score, the one that capped it off on a drive where Canton could go down and swipe it. I think those 2 guys both deserve it, both players of the games in my mind. And wow, what a game, a classic here between these two. Canton falls to Baltimore 30-18 here in week 4. For everyone, I'm Andy Hamilton, Cameron Duty, Justin Rasai, DJ Woods, and Ron Haynes in the Stats Truck. Cameron Irvine behind the scenes. Thank you and good night.